Welcome to Going Down to South Park, the podcast where we always have ourselves a time, and this week we're here to review an episode that, once it started, we went, oh shit, it's this one. It's The Entity. I'm Dando.
And I'm Guy. Very happy to be here, I gotta tell you.
The entire podcast, he's going to be doing that voice.
That's correct, doing it entirely in this voice.
No, it won't. I won't subject you to that, although there are going to be many lapses into Cousin Kyle voice because Cousin Kyle is the greatest.
It's so, this is the thing, it made me so sad because I'm watching this and I had to pause it. In the first 5 minutes, probably pause it 3 or 4 times because I was just dying of laughter. And Nicola rocks up from dropping off the kids at school and I said, you've got to check this out, Nicola, because she's not huge on South Park. But I put Nicola into the category of people who have seen the worst bits of South Park and just base their entire opinion of the show on that, right? Like the most crudest shit. And I put Cousin Kyle on. She didn't really laugh. And I thought, I don't think we're going to make it, babe. If you can't watch Cousin Kyle and not laugh, then what's wrong with you?
Sometimes, Nicola, I feel like you and I are very different people.
But she's bringing home the bacon, so that's all that matters.
That's true.
I'm sitting here talking about South Park. She's actually making money. But Cousin Kyle appears in this episode for the first time, and boy, what a debut it is. So they've debuted Jimmy. Timmy was last season, Jimmy this season, yes. and Cousin Kyle. That's hitting out of the ballpark, if you ask me.
Trafficking in some stereotypes, certainly, but in a very, very humorous and not offensive way, I would say. I mean, I think that's something that that South Park, and look, the best comedy does very well, is it will introduce characters like this that you automatically think, oh, they're going to be a punching bag, they're going to be a stereotype, they're going to be there simply to poke fun at. And invariably, they do a bit of a jiu-jitsu flip, and you realize, you know what, I don't really like you guys either.
That's what I thought the best bit about the Kyle character was, that he's oblivious to his complaints and how much of a nerd and how much of a dork he is. And you think that he's oblivious to what everyone thinks of him. And then at the end, the fact that he gets to get in the jab and he's no longer going to be the punching bag and he's rich, just like, oh shit, we were the douchebags the entire time and we're left here with nothing. He's now rich and he doesn't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if Kyle or Stan or someone, maybe not Cartman, went to, do they say where he actually is from?
Connecticut.
Did they say Connecticut?
Yeah, that's why they put him on the bus to send him home.
Oh, I just thought they were sending him back. I just thought he was from the East Coast.
No.
Not necessarily Connecticut, which is on the East Coast.
Maybe I'm just making it up in my mind. I'm pretty sure he's from Connecticut. Anyway.
I know that they put him on the bus to Connecticut, yeah, but I'm just saying. I
know because you arrived from flight 239 from Connecticut. That's one more trivia questions. Go on. Damn it!
That was all part of my very clever plan. Yeah, you thought I was just doing like this, but no. I was sorting some shit out. Yeah, Kyle or Stan ended up in Connecticut or whatever. Yeah, I would probably feel just as out of place, probably have just as much fun poked at them. But as they say in the end, you guys are just sort of redneck jocks. Yeah.
Just horrible people. And it's true. So they did here with Cousin Kyle what they did with the Thompsons last week, because we were discussing on last week's How to Eat With Your Butt that if the Thompsons didn't get to find their son in the end, you'd be like, this is just deplorable, right? Because they're such nice people. Cousin Kyle here, this is the first time I've seen him. I wouldn't necessarily call him a nice guy. You can tell he's got a bit of sass to him, but he seems somewhat innocent. Yes. By the end, you kind of wish, I hope he gets something. I hope sort of, he can fight back in some way of all these people who are bullying him, and he does just that. So Trey and Matt know exactly, you can put down a guy, but by the end of it, he usually gets the upper hand.
But Trey and Matt are also very clever in that they make the guy not dislikable, but they recognize.
Oh, Jesus Christ, God.
Yeah, any this person would push anyone to their limits. I mean, you've had to share a room or a long car trip with someone who's
breathe through your damn mouth.
Yeah. Or
I mentioned
finds issue with just about anything, whether it's the temperature or this food is going to give me gas or something like that. Yeah, I mean, they're very clever in they don't make him just a complete punching bag for no reason. I mean, there are reasons why you would either dislike this guy or be irritated by them. But at the same time, that voice just sort of conquers everything because, as we've always said, a funny voice just goes the distance, makes anything better.
I mentioned recently that I despise when people eat loudly. So
True.
We were talking in this episode, it's breathing loudly. People who eat loudly, the ones that just lick their fingers and whatnot. You think, what are you doing?
This is why we haven't gone out for dinner, Dan. Because that's me.
I've watched this guy eat at work and I went, never again. After he'd taken a 45-minute break before his lunch break to go get his kebab. He worked the system out, folks.
Some people are celebrated for gaming the system.
Yeah, you should be.
That's me.
I applauded you. I thought, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here working.
And then you also anonymously dob me in, which is why I don't work there anymore.
No. One day I was like, "Where's Guy?" And the boss is like, "Oh, he's in the warehouse now." Oh shit. Okay.
He's in the warehouse.
Yeah.
What else to enjoy? Well, I mean, it's not just a Cousin Kyle episode.
No, I was going to say we haven't got to the It part.
We haven't
of
got to
yet.
It.
And it's not a horror parody. No, it's apparently this was a take on when they were announcing the Segway, and the lead up to it was known as in the planning
The lead
stages
up,
was
yeah.
was known as It Project It, announcing the Segway. I wasn't around. I was around. I wasn't old enough to appreciate the announcement, the debut, the unveiling of the Segway. Can you remember when the Segway first became a thing?
I remember sort of hearing about it and thinking,
Was it Way of the Future?
no.
No.
I certainly didn't think so. I was like, I think I'll stick with a car or a bicycle or something like that. Maybe that just makes me horribly old-fashioned, unwilling to embrace the future. But I looked at the Segway and I was like, this just looks not dangerous, but
To me, I thought it looks unsafe. I rode a Segway, and I was riding around a wine field, right? No traffic around. I still felt like I was in danger. Like, if I fall off this thing, I'm going to land on grass. I still feel like I'm unsafe.
it had that feeling of like if there's a pebble on the road or something, it's gonna. I'm just gonna fall over and land flat on my face.
You know when Bart's riding the
I'm gonna
skateboard?
land flat on my face. I don't want that.
You know when Bart's riding the skateboard down the hill, and I think he like lands on like an ant carrying an acorn or something. Like
Yeah.
a little slightest thing, boom, fuck.
Boom.
That's what it feels like riding a Segway. I was just panicked the entire time.
Well, is the Segway really a thing in the year of our Lord 2024? Not really.
You don't
no.
see anyone riding Segways around casually, do you?
No, you see a lot of people on scooters though.
They're e-scooters, yeah.
E-scooters, they seem to have become. Oh dear God, I just heard myself say, the scooters are apparently big. They're apparently very popular with the youth. The scooters. But at the same
I
time,
seen them abandoned in the streets of Geelong here and there.
well, that's. But do you remember when they had the Razor scooters?
No.
The ones that you could sort of fold up and you could carry them like a little briefcase.
I actually have no recollection of that at all.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a thing for about 15 minutes, and you would.
Maybe I was sleeping. I don't know.
Yeah, you would. I've forgotten when this was. This may have been late 90s or early 2000s.
Okay. So it would have been about 12.
Yeah, but it was not an e-scooter. It was like an actual, like a kid's scooter. But it was, rebranded for Generation X or whatever. It was, those Volkswagens, or like, the modern Volkswagen? Remember that?
No.
What the fuck?
There's 20 years between us, dude. You got to remember this.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when you were alive.
Yeah, but can you remember shit from when you were 5?
Absolutely. Let me tell you about a time. Oh, no, that's a repressed memory.
So Razor.
It was called, the brand was Razor. And it was a scooter that you could sort of fold and carry. And you would see like business people get off the train, get onto their scooter and like, I'm scooting to work. Wow, I'm saving so much time.
It sounds
And getting it.
ridiculous.
Well, it didn't last very long until they came back with they put an engine in it. Take an existing thing, put a clock in it.
I just think a folded up scooter. Look at me carrying around my scooter. I mean, it seems practical, but I just don't think I would ever do it. But I will say this though: the thing about scooters, because the kids have scooters, right? Finding a place to store them is fucking annoying because you can't fold them up. I guess I suppose you could. Maybe you can. These kids, I think you can, but they don't stand up. They don't stand up by themselves very well.
No.
When you lean them against the wall, they usually slide and they fall over. It's a pain in the ass. So maybe it was a good idea. Bring back the Razor.
It was just ahead of its time.
Yeah. But Segway, not a huge success,
you
I don't think.
No, I think
They're more of a novelty now.
They're gathering dust somewhere.
Yeah. Did you ever consider buying one?
Absolutely not.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, probably too expensive. And I just thought, wholly impractical.
Would you buy one if you had to have something inserted into your anus and you had to suck it off and pull things off at the same time to get it to go?
Well, I'd probably pay them.
It'd beat flying.
Yes.
I think that the whole purpose of this though wasn't necessarily beating flying. It was beating the process of having to get onto the plane, wasn't it?
I think there was a lot of dissatisfaction with the airlines anyway, in terms of, because
this feels relevant now because post-COVID, was it Qantas? They had to bail out the Australian government because they were going out of business.
Oh, Qantas was just an absolute lesson in how not to run an airline.
Yeah.
Because was Qantas ever nationalised? I mean, was Qantas the national airline, or was it always a private business?
I have no idea. I know it's just known as the Australian flight, airline, but for a while it was Ansett Australia. Remember Ansett Australia?
That's right. Yeah.
They went to administration.
But that whole too big to fail thing, and well, if we go out of business, a whole lot of innocent people are going to lose their jobs and all that. So, maybe taxpayers throw us a little bit of money.
And then people lost their jobs.
And then people lost their jobs anyway,
I watched this going, This happened like 3 years ago in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
This came out in like 2001, yeah.
Having said that, I am not long back from an overseas holiday. The lovely Louise and I jetted off to Bali for a week just to lie in the sun, or as in my case, in the shade. And very pleasantly surprised, we got to Melbourne Airport. A lot of it's electronic now. I mean, you're not dealing with the pesky human beings so much. It was very streamlined, very enjoyable experience. The flight, well, it's funny. I mean, you look at, say, pictures from like the 1960s or 70s, and honestly, boarding a plane looks like you're going to the Playboy Club or something, or the Playboy Mansion. It's like, that's right, I'm enjoying a martini at 30,000 feet. Fantastic.
In the Qantas Club you are, yeah.
Yeah. But now it's just like, I'm on a bus for 6 hours. I mean, I was squunched up next to Louise, which was lovely. It's a very nice way to spend 6 hours.
Was it a case of back then that was so expensive to fly that only the rich flew anyway?
Well, there was a reason. There was the term the jet set.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's been democratized.
Do you know, I didn't get on a plane for the first time until I was about, so I just met, I would have been about 20.
Okay. Is this when your friends like bundled you onto a plane and said, just play hide and seek?
No.
Where did you go on your plane?
Went to meet Nicola's family.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah. Actually, no, tell a lie. I did a domestic flight in Australia, which is like 3 hours, which isn't a real proper plane flight.
It's a proper flight. If you're in the air.
Yeah, I guess. But this was a 30-hour trip by myself.
Okay.
Pretty scared.
Understandably so.
But anyway, so I really enjoyed the Garrison aspect of here and how basically the only reason he failed was because the government was bailing out the airline once again.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, and also that he turned his transportation device into an ungodly sex machine.
But then they realised you didn't have to. It would have been an even bigger success. I did love that. Like, these buttons here.
Well, yeah, but why would you use that?
What were your favourite moments from this episode?
Well, my first line in my notes is, "Yay, Cousin Kyle!"
Yes,
yes, very happy to see Cousin Kyle. What is his first? Did he say "I'm back" or "Hello, everybody"?
I don't know if that's his first words, but he does say at one point, "I'm back."
When
they're in the bedroom, it sounds like I'm getting out of here.
Yes, indeed. So I'm very happy to see Cousin Kyle. I'm very just happy to say the first time he says, "I'm afraid I can't eat beef. It gives me gas." just a stretching out of gas. I love that.
I love these complaints about the air. Makes me weak. The air's so dry.
Have you got a humidifier?
I really loved Cartman meeting Kyle for the first time, and he says something about where'd you get? Is it Bosco's or something? Oh, another one of a trivia question, I think. But anyway,
probably one of mine as well.
I want to see if Bosco was a rip-off. He's like, oh man.
No, he's got his work cut out for him. Then the backpedaling he does later with the concentration camp gag, I thought was marvellous. But my other favourite moments involved it, and two varying reactions to it, because Grandma comes in. It's like,
she was all for it. Yeah, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Can I come too?
Except but you've also got. You've got the miniature version of it. I'm trying to put the baby. No!
Oh, I saw that and I was like, oh, thank God they stopped.
Thank God they stopped.
They knew when to leave it to your imagination.
They stopped in just the right.
I like to think there's a deleted scene out there somewhere.
Yeah,
they went
a baby being inserted.
Oh, we really can't put this on television.
We cannot, but they talked about it in the writers' room. Yeah. Like, oh, we'd love to do this, but they didn't.
I reckon Trey wanted it, and Matt probably went. I feel like Trey's the idea is going. We've got to do this. And Matt's like the one that goes, Trey.
Let's pull back on the reins a little bit here, buddy.
How good's money, mate? If we put it on TV, we might not get any more of it. So
I really like money.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling very calm. Those were my favourite moments. What were some of yours?
Oh, well, I've just got... so Cartman meeting Kyle for the first time. You touched on there, the baby. I thought was a great little sort of like pullback. And then I really loved at the end, just Garrison's, airline motherfuckers! Garrison, top 3 characters for me. So great.
I perhaps did not know. Maybe I'm not all that sharp with the observation. Maybe I just don't pay attention. Herbert.
Yeah, I think this is the first time
that we discovered that his first name was Herbert.
Maybe. I mean, I could be wrong, but it sort of caught me off guard as well.
Are we wrong? Let us know.
All right.
It's like we're two persons sharing the one brain.
Trivia questions. My first question was spoiled. I said, what flight was it to Connecticut? Can you remember?
No.
Oh, there we go. What flight was it from Connecticut?
I don't know.
239.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
What are Garrison's academic qualifications?
Ooh. Something in... No, what is it?
He has a master's in mechanical engineering
I was going to say engineering of some kind.
from
yeah.
Denver Community College.
Denver, just community college. My next question is, who does Kyle have a poster of on his wall?
Oh.
It's Einstein.
Is it Einstein?
Yeah.
I've got to stop doing that. I'll stop doing that. I won't stop doing that. We mentioned Bosco's before.
$29.99.
Was it $29.99 or 95?
Well, I've got 99 cents in the subtitles of the show.
Okay, well that's probably correct.
Okay, and my final question here for you is, how much did it cost to bail out the airline in the first place?
Oh, was it $3 billion?
Oh no, times that by 5. $15 billion.
$15 billion. Okay then. I have two questions for you.
Mhm.
Well, shall I just pick one or?
No, go for it. Give me two.
Okay. Kyle offers Cartman $40.
Mm-hmm.
Cousin Kyle says you should have started with what?
Oh, $12.50.
$12.50. You should have started with the low bomb.
Yes.
Also,
I thought in that moment there that Kyle was going to, or discuss it in the episode. We continue with trivia.
yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Why were you annoyed by that? It's like he's actually making sense here.
yeah.
Anyway, continue. We'll talk about that. Yeah.
What is its fuel usage? How many miles does it get to the gallon?
No idea. I didn't hear that bit.
300 miles per gallon.
Which is how many kilometers? It was 1.6 miles.
I've no idea. Americans, sort it out. Just join the rest of us.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Metric system.
Yes. All right. So the original air date of The Entity was November 21st, 2001, written and directed by Trey Parker. The
What
episode
a shock.
The episode kicks off at the airport, and they're waiting for cousin Kyle to arrive. Actually, before that, though, it's Garrison, and he's in line at the airport. He's pissed off because they're in this huge line, and there's 2 checkpoints that aren't open. This was me. I think I may have discussed it on the podcast when I went to the Geelong Football Club one day to discuss moving my seat, and there was 3 registers not being used, 1 girl serving, a massive line that went out the door, and I said to the girl, can you open up another register? She goes, oh no, I'm hired today to just work in the cat shop. She's just fucking folding jumpers. I'm like, there's 4 girls folding jumpers, 3 registers that aren't open.
Long ass line.
What are we doing here? But I don't know. That's just the world we live in now, mate. Well, apparently it's the world we lived in 2001 as well.
I don't think it's ever changed, really.
Can I just interrupt?
Yeah.
I went full old man Dana the other night.
Did you?
I didn't raise my voice. I wasn't like stern or anything. I asked for something to be done, and they did it. But I went to the supermarket, I had a trolley full of shit, and I made them open the register.
Did you?
There was 3 girls and a guy standing, like one where they sell smokes at the thingo, one guy just sort of like rustling around with things, or a girl rustling around with things, and I said, are the registers all closed tonight? And she goes, yeah, they're all closed. I said, okay, you can't open it up for the trolley. And she looks at another girl, and the girl looks at the guy, and the guy looks at the other girl, and they all look at each other, and they knew, fuck, one of us has to, don't they?
Oh
and
my
like,
God. It's like that last bit from Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
And one of the girls was like, all right, I'll do it. And I was like, damn fucking straight. I'm not going to be self-serving an entire trolley worth of shit. I'm here at 8:30. It ain't that bloody late. You're not closing until 11. Get your fucking register open.
Were you at the Coles on Shannon Avenue?
I was at the Coles on Shannon Avenue.
Which was the guy there? Was it the guy who's always wearing the mask, or is it the
I know the guy you mean, but no, it's not mask guy. It's the other weird-looking dude.
the very pale dude?
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he's always very polite. He always gets shit sorted. Yeah.
That guy actually takes pride in his work.
He's
Props.
definitely like 10 years straight employee of the month kind of guy.
Yeah. He's got his eyes on management. He's like, one day I'm going to be running this Coles franchise, and it's payday for all you bitches.
You know what's funny? I saw him yesterday, right? I was taking Elliot to the footy field, and he was walking his dog, and he had, what kind of dog do you reckon this guy has?
I want to say something like a Bichon Frise.
It was a poodle, right?
Close enough.
And he's training it, and this poodle would not fucking, I can't hear him, I'm at the lights. This poodle would not sit at the lights. And he's like giving it treats, and he's sort of like pushing it down and sitting there, giving it a treat, stands up again. He's like, I can see him saying, sit. I'm like, that's this guy's life. Coles and his poodle.
Props to Coles, dude. Props to pale dude from Coles.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Because the girls looked at each other. I reckon if he wasn't there, I reckon they would have gone, oh no, we don't have to. But I can tell by his look, he was like, one of us is going to do it. Who's going to do it? And she's like, fine, me.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Yeah. Mask guy, I'm not such a fan of.
He seems to be weird, isn't he? Yeah.
His social skills are lacking.
And it feels like, I know he doesn't mean it, but every time you ask him, oh, the register's fucked up, it's like you're putting him out. And it's like,
yeah,
well, it's not my fault this shit doesn't work, you know? But yeah,
I get the feeling he's like Liam Neeson. He's got a very specific set of skills.
And it ain't talking to people.
And it's not talking to people. He'll stack a shelf like nobody's business. But, you know, Customer service.
You want fucking ham sliced on 0.5? He's got it down to the right down, perfect. But no,
You're doing a specialized deli talk here. I don't quite get it.
no. but basically, people would rock up and say, "I want honey leg ham sliced on 1." And we used to slice it on, I think, 3 or 2.5, the slices, right? 'Cause it's a bit thicker.
Yeah.
But they would do that basically so that way they're getting freshly shaved. They're like, I want it sliced on 1. It's like, well, that's just shaved. And they're like, yep. I'm like, well, no, I want it freshly shaved. I'm like, then just say you want freshly shaved ham. Don't try and disguise it by sliced thin.
I always just use, I'll have it thin, medium, or give me a nice thick slice. Yeah, I didn't realize there were numbers.
Yeah, there were all when I was back in my day, there were numbers. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Enough about Coles guys, though. Hey.
I think this is why people are tuning in.
Yeah. Just I just
The
felt,
specificity is universal. I'm sure everyone has got a Coles guy at their Walmart or their Walgreens,
and you kind of hope that he serves you,
or at their Tesco.
Yeah. And it wouldn't feel right if you went there and he wasn't there.
It'd be like the end of Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
It's like, one day I'm going to show up and you're just not going to be there. You're not going to be at Coles. And then I'll be like, he's gone on and done something in his life. But I'll be like Ben Affleck at the end, just going, I'm going to miss that guy, but still, good for you, man. Then I go to the Woolies down the road. He's working. Oh shit! You just took a lateral step. You poor motherfucker. You're never getting out of here. Right.
But I didn't know. I felt guilty in the end for making them open the register, and I thought, no, I am not going to be putting a trolley worth of shit through the register myself. Not doing it.
No, wholly understandable.
Yeah, but
you did the right thing, old man Dando.
Yes.
Welcome to the old man club.
Yes. So speaking of old man being angry, it's Mr. Garrison here. He's furious.
Well, he's going to miss Jizzfest.
Yeah, I know. And we didn't answer what Jizzfest was. I was like, shit.
I think
that would have been a nice payoff, I thought.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
Please, use your imagination.
Like, Trey's like, we've got to have Jizzfest, Matt. Mate.
You get one Jizzfest reference.
So, you're raping a baby or Jizzfest? Actually, none of them.
It's the opposite of the taco head girl.
Yeah.
How about neither?
So, cousin Kyle then arrives, and he's talking about how there was it like too much oxygen or something, or that he wanted to increase the oxygen.
I loved it how OG Kyle was very much like, oh great, I've got a cousin. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. And then, hello.
First of all, you get the cool kid who's standing in front of him.
Yeah. Well, who was basically a reflection of Kyle instead.
Yeah,
just exactly the same. Got the baseball cap and all that kind of stuff. Fantastic, just caricature drawing of cousin Kyle though. Just with no.
Yeah.
Am I doing that right? Is it underbite or overbite?
Either way, it's just it's not good.
You notice I've actually got my cousin Kyle glasses on.
But basically now Kyle, the original Kyle is Kyle 2, which he never really was bothered by. I thought that might have pissed him off at some point.
I think, just a little initial, wasn't even annoyance, more like disbelief. Like, what?
Yeah. But Garrison's bothered here that he didn't make the flight for Jizzfest because they're already boarded, and she offers the 7 a.m. flight the following day. I hate it when it's so obvious that the person behind the counter just does not give a shit about anything you're saying. Are you listening to what I'm saying? You're not understanding it at all. I'm trying to explain something to you. I want to go now. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So 7 a.m. tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're not listening. It reminded me of Jerry Seinfeld with the hiring the car.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think I've ever really experienced it all that much. I remember I was in Italy once. Italian airports are just a law unto themselves.
Really?
They're real fucking free-for-all.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a handful of check-in counters open, and there's no real queues. It's just sort of this mass of people. And then when one opens, it's like, right, we're going for it. It's like, wait a minute. I didn't want to make any comments about. No,
don't do it.
I won't.
I'm going to be Matt here and say, don't say it.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing. But I'd heard, you hear rumors about, oh my God, it's like an Italian airport. It's like, that's a bit of a racist exaggeration. Then you actually go to an Italian airport. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't fly to Italy, ever.
Yeah. Maybe take a train.
But this is where they talk about, Garrison points out that they $15 billion, but the government bailed them out already, and all went into the CEO's pockets, and it didn't actually help the business at all. You're still fucking slow, blah, 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 blah. And he says that he's going to make a new form of transportation. I thought this scene was perfect, the way they wrapped it up. Yeah. It's the perfect example of a guy saying, I'm going to fight the system, I'm going to fight the man, and everyone going, yeah, let's do it. And then they all chicken shit out.
Yeah, But before I do that, you reckon you can get me onto that flight next?
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, oh yeah, we said that. Once he's gone, yeah, no, don't listen. We didn't mean it. We didn't mean it. Happens all the time at work. When I when we used to work in an office, they'd be bitching about the boss, bitching about that. Boss arrives. Hey, boss, how high? Michaela's mum is now making, or she's made the special stew.
Yeah, every Monday night.
Which has beef. Oh, it's Monday night. I like that they've little details like that. Just every Monday night, because we've all had that. For us, it's every Sunday. Nicola makes the risotto, and now we're toying with the idea of maybe risotto can be a weekday meal and a Sunday roast.
Ooh.
Because Nicola doesn't make roast all that often, and neither do I. I mean, it's not like Nicola cooks all the food, but I cook most of it these days during the weeks. But a weekly roast, I think, is a good idea.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay, then. Oh, I always used to do a risotto on a Sunday night.
Yeah, Nicola's always done. It's been Sunday risotto night for God knows how long now.
Yeah. Tell you what, the Italians don't do airports all that well, but they do a very nice rice-based dish, risotto. Fantastic.
Do you use risotto rice?
Arborio rice?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we ran out of arborio rice and the supermarket had none about 3 weeks ago. Nicola looked it up. It's just medium grain rice.
Oh, okay. Then.
She used medium grain rice. Tasted the same. I was like, oh, shit. So I'm paying all this extra money for the term arborio when really it's just the same thing.
Just blew my mind a little.
Medium grain rice. She used medium grain rice for risotto. Didn't tell me. And I ate it. Didn't know the difference.
Like,
she goes,
honey, this is fantastic.
Yeah. She goes, does it taste any different? I went, no. Why did you put something? Did you put a different vegetable? And she goes, no, I used different rice because we had no arborio rice. I said, what? She goes, yeah, it's just medium grain rice. And she showed me the article. I went, well, I'll be fucked.
All right.
It's just
Did you
medium
pick up
grain
your plate and like throw it at the wall?
no, I'd already finished. She made sure I'd finished. Because when I never forget when we bought one of those plant-based burgers, Whoppers from Hungry Jack's. My dad's very not eating that plant-based shit. He's come around a bit more now, but he's just, I want the real Whopper. It doesn't taste as good, blah blah blah. So I bought him the fake Whopper. We got the fake Whopper in our family, and gave it to him. He ate it, and I was like, "How's your Hungry Jack's?" He goes, "Yeah, good." I was like, "Tastes like normal." He goes, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "What was the fake Whopper?" Fucking knew something was different. I knew it wasn't right. I'm like, you lying motherfucker.
By the way, while we're on fast food watch, no, I said I wouldn't be doing any more McDonald's, but I need to take advantage of the banana shake while it is available.
You finally got one?
I finally got a banana shake. It was fine. Not bad. Banana flavored. Appreciated it.
The Minions flavored.
Minions flavored. That's the one good thing that's come out of that godforsaken franchise. I'm sure I've seen a Despicable Me movie, but at this stage for me, it's like the Transformers movies. They've all sort of merged into one thing.
I was so rattled for a while. I was sat there paused in the cinema for about at least 10 minutes trying to work out, how the fuck? I swear I've seen more than 3 Despicable Me movies. How is this number 4? What is going on? Am I fucking going crazy? I didn't realize that Minions
had their own spin-off.
Yeah,
movies.
and then it was Minions 2, Rise of Gru. And I'm like, no, Rise of Gru was number 3. Like, no, Despicable Me 3 was different. I was like, what are you talking? What the fuck? I swear it was Rise of Gru was the last film, number 3. Like, no, that was the Minions film. I'm like, oh god.
In the business, we call this the Rambo conundrum because you had
so confused.
Yeah, you had
Rambo.
First Blood, then you had Rambo First Blood Part 2, then Rambo 3, then
Rambo 4. It was just Rambo, wasn't it?
Then Rambo.
Yeah. It's gone backwards.
It's like, and then I was Kid Grotesque, and then Kid Presentable, and then Kid Mo.
And Kid Bo.
Anyway, but enough about fast food, Impossible Burgers and such.
Yeah.
How did we get onto that? We were talking
Minions.
about risotto and Minion, but yeah, we got to roll the tape back a little bit to get to where we got to. Risotto on a Sunday night. Stew on a Monday night.
Yes.
We did it, folks. We made it.
We got back there.
Yes. You like to think we're just doing it off the top of the dome here, but we are, in a way.
Yeah, we kind of are. Yeah.
Well, we always get you back on the road.
Beef gives little cousin Kyle gas. Yes. So she offers him some fish. And he goes,
Fish and-
if it isn't too much trouble.
It's incredible. There are things that always stick with you, just tiny little things that aren't necessarily, they're not even jokes, but just the line reading of something. For some reason, it always stuck with me how Sheila Brovlovsky says, how about a nice fish fillet? For some reason, that has always stuck in my head.
Really?
When I'm thinking about fish, it's like, it would be nice to know. It would be a nice little fish fillet.
It happens. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there's definitely moments like from The Simpsons where I go, I always say that term, or that term now reminds me of that exact moment from The Simpsons. Yeah, it's so weird how that happens, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You think, why? It's just fish fillet.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Do you say fillet of fish or fillet of fish?
Fillet of fish.
Yeah, apparently people try and tell me, someone was trying to tell me recently it was fillet of fish, and I went,
It's the people who call Target Tage.
yeah. I was like, I don't think anyone rocks up. Does anyone order fillet of fish?
There are people out there who must. It's still on the menu. They're not keeping it on the menu out of spite.
It's like eating a fish finger burger. I just don't understand.
Some people like fish finger burgers.
Yeah, fish fingers were a fucking hit in my household when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't even think twice about buying them. Not happening.
No, I don't think I'm going to be into that.
Nah, just no. Chicken fingers maybe. Fish fingers, yeah,
Not happening.
no. But so she makes the fish for him. She's gonna put it in the microwave.
Actually, no. I'll tell you.
Mm.
They have not necessarily the fish fingers of old. Bird's eye fish fingers. You wouldn't remember.
Oh,
that,
what a good song that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're back on the same.
What was the
page.
song again? Say.
Sing us a song
of the sea, bird's eye, fish fingers. Yes.
Yeah, that's all I remember. It's like the Australian national anthem. Everyone knows the first verse.
Yeah. Well, SpongeBob SquarePants basically stole that song for its own theme song. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Well, I certainly hope the people at the advertising agency. I certainly hope Don Draper's getting a cut.
I mean, it's not. It's just a sea shanty.
I suppose it is, but yeah, sing us a song of the sea, bird's eye, fish fingers. I'm not buying those anymore, like the little rectangles or anything like that. But there's the upmarket version, as there always is, and it's little fillets of hoki.
Yeah.
Is that a fish? Hoki?
Mhm.
H-O-K-I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we used to sell it in the deli, so I'm assuming it was.
Okay then. Yeah. Cut it one level or whatever it is. I don't know. But it was done in a beer battle. Like, these are fish fingers.
Yeah.
You can't fool me.
It's like when you go to a pub and it's like, caramelize this and all these extra adjectives added to it. It's like, you're just serving me chicken.
Yeah.
It's just
It's chicken breast.
honey roasted fucking this, that, and the other. I'm like, they're just chips.
This is some McCain shit.
You just opened the bag, tipped them in the deep fryer, and you serve them to me on a plate.
You put a little bit of some
Chicken salt. Chicken salt fixes everything.
Not for me, it doesn't.
Really?
I'm not a chicken salt guy, as you know.
I didn't know this.
You knew this.
You don't have chicken salt ever.
Well, I try to avoid it. Regular salt.
There's no way that you go to Hot Chicken Project and you get regular salt on your chips.
I get regular salt on my chips.
You're a fucking idiot.
The fuck I am. I'm a man of taste.
No, you're not. You're not having chicken salt.
Man of taste and sophistication.
Do you have KFC chips?
Yes, I do. When I have KFC, which is rarely.
Are you trying to tell me that salt's not delicious?
I suppose it's okay.
So if you go to the fish and chip shop, you get standard salt.
Oh, yeah, always.
Wow. I don't think I've ordered standard salt on fish and chips since I was about 10.
Yeah. Standard salt, and then you splash a bit of vinegar on as well.
Are
but
you Australian?
Hmm?
Are you Australian?
I'm uber Australian.
I remember when
I'm OG Australian.
I remember when we
Regular
got chicken
and
salt on the chips here, and Nicola's family were like, "Ugh, it's burning my tongue.
Give me gas.
Give me some vinegar and some peas."
These sound like my people. These sound like people of refinement and sophistication. I like them.
As much as I'm questioning our relationship here, Kyle's questioning his relationship with his cousin. Are we the same blood? What's going on here? And Sheila says, "No, look, his mum's sick. He's in a bad place right now. He needs you to help him fit in at school. It's your responsibility to do that. You'll be able to bond over some late night pillow talk." Cue to them. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck does that mean?" In the same bed.
Oh boy.
And it's covered to feel with it's filled with down, isn't
down.
it? He needs a humidifier, and the fish has upset his stomach. So he says, "Just in case I need to go to the toilet, can you please make sure my glasses are within reach?" And he breathes heavily, and it's just. I feel sorry for Kyle here.
Oh yeah.
Because he's copping it on the chin. Quite.
For OG Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Garrison is now planning his vehicle. He wants to be a moped, but for faster speeds. And he's watching Enrique on TV. And Mr. Hat notices Enrique, doesn't he?
He certainly does.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Hat going the grope at any stage? It looks like he's sort of the hands going in the lap.
Oh, I don't know.
I just thought, am I imagining this? Am I projecting? I don't know.
I can't remember that. No, I just remember him saying
Oh,
gyrating his
but
hard ass.
that did happen when he was writing his novel, though, didn't it?
I think maybe, yeah. Maybe he starts jacking it or something.
Yeah, he'd start writing about these, tumescent penises or whatever. Oh, Mr. Hat.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, indeed. But no, instead it's watching Enrique Iglesias, son of Julio.
Gyrate his hot ass.
Gyrate his hot ass. Check out his hard bulge.
Gives him
but also, I mean, doing a little research on Enrique Iglesias before this. He married former tennis star Anna Kournikova.
Two of the biggest heartthrobs in the world at that point in time.
Very much so. It was like coming together of just two kinds of hotness to create an all-new third kind of heat.
Mm.
They're still together.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah, 23 years they've been together. You got 3 kids together. I hope they're just.
I love those stories.
I hope they're just living life. They're probably living in some tax haven somewhere where it never rains. It's always sunny. Their kids are probably fucking gorgeous. Actually, we should probably get on Insta and find out they've just got, like a real influencer kind of lifestyle. It's like, you know what? I can't begrudge it.
No.
I can't
If you can do it,
If you can do it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, when you see two celebrities have hooked up, you just sort of think, I'm not taking this shit seriously. Because you just, most of the time, I don't know, I'm basing it off of what, but a lot of the time, they don't last that long. It's usually just a publicity stunt, if anything. Yeah. But when you hear they've been together for 23 years, like, you guys are in love. Yeah. That's lovely.
Yeah, go on the distance.
Yeah,
good on you.
Good on them.
The opposite of Benefer.
Yes. So they're at the at the bus stop, and Kyle he realizes, oh shit, like Cartman's going to be ruthless with my cousin here. I'm going to have to offer him $40 to not make any jokes. And Cartman's like, okay, sure, whatever, I'll try. I love as he's talking to him though. You hear cousin Kyle in the background go, I can't believe how cold it is out here. It's just
finding issue with every single thing.
Yes, that's the thing, just complaining about everything. Well, is it complaining? I guess it is complaining, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean,
it's complaining.
It is.
Yeah. But Kyle asks, so Cartman arrives. Kyle asks me about the price of the Bosco jacket. Oh, man.
I wondered if Bosco's was a rip-off.
Yeah. Garrison then races past them in the, is it the gyroscope or the gyroscope?
I would say gyroscope.
I say gyroscope as well. They had them on...
Although I should call it a gyroscope.
Why?
If I invented one, I'd call it a gyroscope.
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah, it makes sense. You spell it G-U. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's the one... I won't say it's the one good thing about my name, because there are many good things about my name. But being able to, I call my Wi-Fi Guy-Fi.
Yeah.
Or I call my playlist Guy View.
Fun fact, you may not be aware, guys, his name's not Guy.
This is true. Guy is actually my middle name.
Yeah.
Have we told the folks this ever?
I'm sure we have.
I'm sure we have, but my full name, if you want to steal my identity, and why wouldn't you, is Robert Guy Davis.
That's why he's Robert Guy Davis on Twitter.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I didn't just pull that out of a hat or my ass.
No.
Like it. When I'm disembarking from it.
So basically here he's offering the $40 and he's just like, no, he's ridden past him, in the gyroscope. And it's going so fast I couldn't see, but I want one. And he's like, he gets home and realizes, we've done it, let's get some investors on the phone. This is going to be a huge success. Cousin Kyle is now being introduced at school by Mrs. Chokes on Rocks. And I got pilots on the back of my hand. I don't know what they are.
No.
Cartman's, oh man, I want to be an investment banker.
Yeah.
Cartman's just struggling big time.
Oh, no.
Says he has to share a desk with Kyle because they've run out of desks. And he complains he's going to get a splinter. He wishes he had a plastic desk. And he keeps interrupting the teacher. The teacher says it's very important that you concentrate. And Cartman just couldn't help himself.
Maybe send him to a concentration camp.
Yes. And as you were mentioning earlier, I like the way he tries to backpedal a little bit later on because he wants that $40. We now get the news report about Herbert Garrison. And he's called the gyroscope It. And now we cut to a Hispanic man with gravy stains on his lapel.
Thanks, oh boy.
Yes. Here in the investors, we've got Steve Jobs, Forbes, Trump. This is before Trump was even in the idea of Trump being a president or anything like that. This is 2001. So
this is when Trump was America's idea of a rich man.
Yeah, he was. What was the show he had?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. Yeah, that's what my generation know him from. He was the Apprentice guy, or the guy from Home Alone 2. Ted Turner's here as well, passed away as well. Bill Gates is here, and Yasmin Bleeth. Now, I've got my notes here. I've decided, right, that Trey and Matt go a lot harder on female celebs than they do males with their design. Because the males here didn't look bad. Yasmin Bleeth looks like a train wreck.
Looks like, yeah.
They continue to be really...
Now, is that the joke, however? Because, I mean, because was Yasmin Bleeth in basketball?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she was. So I guess that was okay because they're taking the piss out of their friend. So he's got some. So he's struggling here to pick up the ball. He doesn't want to pick it up because his gloves are going to get snow on them, then they'll melt and he'll get wet. And Cartman here tries to backpedal, saying, "I didn't know concentration camps really happen. Did you know I was talking to Clyde today?"
oh man, what a misunderstanding.
Yeah. And this is where cousin Kyle overhears that he paid him $40 and. You did what? And he's not disappointed that he did it. He's disappointed that he paid him too much. And we're talking about this earlier. I thought Kyle might have seen, oh, wait a minute, this kid's kind of smart with money. Maybe we can utilize this in some way. But he was like, oh my God, dude, you're such a loser. I don't think what he said there made him seem, of all the things he said, this is probably the least loserish, don't you reckon? You should have lowballed him first. It's like, that's good advice.
It
Good
is good
business
advice.
sense.
It is good advice, but these aren't the smartest kids on the block. And yeah, they talk a little later about Kyle being a self-hating Jew, and I guess as an early, indicator of that OG Kyle is a bit disappointed that cousin Kyle is really steering into the stereotypes.
Yeah. But then Garrison is doing his presentation, and cousin Kyle just randomly arrives in the background there. I was like, because Kyle left like all sad after he found out what Kyle was saying to Cartman, and he just randomly arrives to the presentation, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, he was doing the presentation at his house, and cousin Kyle walks in the back gate. That goes nowhere. It was so bizarre.
I must have looked away from the screen at that point because I missed that bit.
Yeah, but he just talks about the flexi grips, and there's two here, one pulling like that, and then there's one goes in directly into the anus, and the fourth one's in front, and you operate it with your mouth. And still beats what you have to go through at the airports.
Still beats the airports.
Kyle then tells Stan that he's annoyed that, this stereotype has arrived. I've fought so hard to break the Jewish stereotype here in South Park, and it's just a walking stereotype's arrived. And, you're becoming a self-hating Jew. You are becoming a stereotype. Then he arrives. I'm back. And Stan leaves, and then he just stands there creepily watching and wheezing. And I thought at this point, fuck off, dude. You're being weird. Have you ever woken up to like your cat just watching you sleep? Because sometimes I've woken up and Holly's just next to the bed just going, it wasn't today, it was like 3 days ago. I wake up, Holly's just next to the bed. Hi, Dad. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Why are you standing there?
There's nothing scarier than that. It occasionally will happen with the cat that I'll be like trying to, I just need 20 minutes just to close my eyes and have a bit of a lie down. Then I sense a presence.
Yeah, you can sense it, can't you, that you're being watched?
Yeah, you feel like you're Obi-Wan, and then all of a sudden you open your eyes. The cat's right next to my head.
Yeah.
Bud, I love you, but still.
How do we, as humans, sense that we're being watched? It's a weird feeling. You can't really describe it, but you just know
intuition.
Someone's watching me. It's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah.
Let me tell you about a lingering, terrifying memory that I have. I've mentioned in the past that when we lived in England for a year, back in 1979, when I was about 9 years old, and before we actually got a house, a place to stay, we stayed at like a bed and breakfast. It was a fairly sizable place, had a few rooms. And
was this at the upstairs window?
maybe
Maybe you're talking about a house. One time you said you were when you were a kid, there was something at the upstairs window. Anyway, continue. Tell your story.
This is probably that story because I only have a few of them.
Yeah.
And I just trot them out again and again. But I was outside playing, la la la, just being a happy, carefree child. Sensed I was being watched. Turned around.
I've never heard this story.
Yeah,
Okay.
Turned around, and the people who ran the Airbnb had like a son who would have been about maybe 14 or 15, which to me, as a 9-year-old, would be like, oh my God, a grown up.
Yeah.
And I'm probably misremembering. He was probably a decent enough kid, but he's very pale in that English fashion. And he was looking at me through the window, and he kind of looked like, not Damien from The Omen, but like Damien Omen 2. Teenage Damien. He had like black hair.
Damien.
Yeah, pale face, and he was just fucking staring at me. Like he was amused by like I was a bug. Like, oh, look at this little thing that's floating around. He's like looking at me, he's kind of smiling.
How close to you was he?
Oh no, it was a fair distance away.
But he's just watching you, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think he was like watching me like, oh, I'm going to crush his bones to make my bread or anything like that. I think he was just like, look, this fucking idiot. Because I was probably like, la, 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 having fun in the snow or something like that. I literally screamed. like a Ned Flanders, like, ah!
Purple drapes!
Yeah, because it just looks so fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's stuck with me to this day.
And did you ever speak to the guy?
No.
No.
No, he's probably like, can I come out and play in the snow too? We could be best buddies.
All I've wanted is a friend.
Yeah. Fuck off, kid.
Well, for his first human contact in years.
Yeah,
screams and runs.
They finally let him out of the basement. That's like he's probably
the nicest guy ever.
Yeah, and he's probably like, I just wanted to be friends with this Australian kid, and he fucking screamed when he saw me.
That haunted him forever.
That's right. Anyway,
but it's time for the It retail launch. And I'll, how you doing, Kathy? She's having a great time. The old lady, she wants to try it as well.
Is it? Oh, I keep forgetting the name of the woodwork teacher. Because is he the one who gets in it first?
I don't think so.
That's
no, it's just a random.
Okay,
yeah.
It's got the same sort
Stop
of character.
Screwing around.
Stop screwing around. It's got the same character design with the hair.
Has it? Okay, yeah. No, but it's not him. No. Stop screwing around so much.
Screwing around.
the boys get Cousin Kyle to sled. They're going to teach him how to sled. They attach it to the bus to Connecticut, and he's off. I did kind of feel sorry for him here. I did like the fact that, do you think he knew what they were doing? Because he kept blaming himself. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think he is oblivious to the fact that they're treating him this way.
I think that the fact that he's a fish out of water doesn't really know how things operate in, oh my God, Colorado, South Park, Colorado. Yeah, he's not sure how things operate in this part of the world.
He's a city boy.
He's a city boy.
Yeah.
So, this may well be how you have fun in Colorado.
He gets taken away. He's fine. Don't worry, he's fine. Then we get the commercial for It. 2 million have sold. And what size is for the entire family. This is the baby moment. And you go, oh, thank God. Because they drag it on just enough.
That's just a great gag, though.
It
trying
is,
to insert the baby into it.
Yeah. Then we get...
But you get a celebrity endorsement.
We do, but that's Travolta, yes. But they don't do that. Oh my God, they don't really go full Travolta. I was just so disappointed with that.
No, they're really just...
that was the perfect spot for him to go, oh my God.
No, but they are just, shall we say, paying lip service to the long-standing rumours about one John Travolta.
Yeah, we do get a oil facial of somebody at some point. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yes, and it's better than flying, or it's better than flying. Kyle says, well, that looks gay. And then Sheila says, where's little cousin Kyle? And he's like, I don't know, maybe he's gone back home. He arrives, he's all disheveled. Sheila takes him away to fix him. And Kyle's like, oh God, it's kind of like a horror character. You can't get rid of him, like Michael Myers. Garrison is now counting his money at It Motors. And Randy points out, can I just use these buttons here instead of having things inserted into my anus, my mouth? And he's like, oh, I guess. Everyone's like, wait, what?
By the way, you may have noticed outside the It showroom or factory or whatever, they have a fountain that is, well, shall we say, very phallic.
Is it really?
Yes,
I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and check it out. The kids are now at the airport, and they're the only ones there because everyone's now using the gyroscopes. And they have to fire all the employees due to the It sales. The only one's here, finds a toenail clipper, shoots Kenny. It feels like, as a show, they're almost sick of Kenny and having to kill him off. His deaths don't really mean anything anymore.
No.
As a character, I know that the death part of it,
it's kind of played out.
It's played out, isn't it?
Well,
I think as a viewer, it's kind of played out now as well.
Well,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Well, this is post
movie,
bigger, longer, and uncut, where it sort of reached its apex with that.
That was it, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's like, we don't really need to do this anymore. We've reached the natural conclusion of him.
That could have been his finale, I think.
Yeah.
I know he does go away from the show for a while, coming up very soon. But yeah, so basically gets shot in the head here by the worker because he has the toenail clipper. They suggest now hide and seek to try and get rid of cousin Kyle. It's very confined. Oh, my legs get cramps. They put him on the plane. He gets in the box. I put him on the plane. Oh no, I did it again. And the government are now shutting down Garrison. They're going to be bailing at the airlines once again. And Garrison's pointing out that they're only losing money because of their own incompetence. Well, why do we keep bailing them out? Airline motherfuckers. I just thought it was a great rant. Then Sheila's worried about cousin Kyle again, but he arrives. He blames himself. And the boys just can't believe, God, we just can't get rid of this kid. I keep trying to get rid of him. He just keeps returning. But then suddenly he's going home. His mother's feeling better. Oh, no, his mother needs him back. Yes.
His mother needs him back, and he
received the $5 million bailout money.
That's correct.
Because he invested, he's an investment banker. And he invested in the It company. So they now realise, wait a minute, shit, don't go anywhere, kid.
Well, there you go. That's the foreshadowing from when he rocked up to the investors meeting earlier.
Oh, shit. There you go. That is the payoff. Yeah. But it wasn't acknowledged. But
you may have already gathered this, but Parker and Stone, more clever than Dando and Guy.
But even just planting the seed that he wants to be an investment banker in the classroom, then he arrives at the investment meeting, and then he invested, and now he's got $5 million.
I know we're constantly fixing The Simpsons. We can't fix that.
No, at this point anyway.
They're ahead of us.
Yes. So they try to put together this fake, we learned something today. Cousin Kyle's like, I ain't hearing this shit. You guys are just douchebags.
And he's not angry about it either. He's just kind of like, you guys are just kind of redneck douchebags.
Yeah, I'm not having fun here. Why would I stay? Yeah. So, I'm weak. And good job, Jude. That's the end of the episode. So Season 5 South Park is unreal so far, I reckon.
It's kicking goals mostly. I mean, I think we've had one or two episodes where...
last week wasn't necessarily all that funny. Had funny moments, but it wasn't a bad episode by any means.
Less than the sum of their parts, absolutely. Yeah, I think this kind of had it going on all the way through. It worked out pretty well. You know, it had an overarching theme and things to say, and it had a lot of gags studded throughout. So, yeah, it worked, I won't say on every level, but no, you walk away feeling satisfied.
100%, yeah. So next week on Going Down to South Park, we shall be reviewing Here Comes the Neighborhood. If you want to listen to that early and ad-free, it is available right now on our Patreon if you are listening to this on the free feed. If not, if you're a patron to listen to this, just wait a week.
It'll happen.
You listen to this one before everyone else gets to listen to this one. So it'll work out.
It'll be here before you know it.
It'll be here before you know it. Thank you guys again for all of your support here at Going Down to South Park. Don't forget you can get in touch, southparkmailbag@gmail.com. Please continue to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you do find this show. And if you can support us on Patreon for as little as just $1 per month, we would really appreciate it as well. We've got over 100 hours of bonus content available right now on our Patreon for you to check out. Anyway, guys, thank you again for all of your support here. Like I said, this has been The Entity. Next week, Here Comes the Neighborhood, Mr. Davis. Any final words for those incredible listeners out there?
We certainly hope this episode didn't give you gas.